So it's not an easy decision to just take in some, new technologies and embed into your core operations and then revamp your whole strategy and align with the new purpose or new impact. That would be awesome. But again, a lot of technologies and startups are high risk. They're risky. So they still don't know if they're going to work or not.
Let's talk about what gets in the way of large corporations adopting new technologies, new ideas that are going to help them be more sustainable or more impactful. It's a big question, but what do you see when you are talking to corporate leaders in this space?
Well, the two things, right? It's the resources, that number one that the companies have. And the second concept is related to risk adjusted basis. So for any new technologies or, crazy things that may come in within entrepreneurship, within organization or external, they will carry some level of risk.
Yeah.
So the decision will be adjusting the both, understanding how much resources do we have to put in this and what's the risk, what's the downside of that. So this kind of like the very typical kind of like intrinsic battles that organizations have to figure it out. And again, opportunity cost, right? So the resources, if you have certain resources, what's the opportunity cost and the opportunity, the upside if you're investing in other projects. So from the corporate perspective, there's absolutely there's corporations, they have to make money. There's just they have to stay afloat. On top of that, they have to grow, and especially if you're working in a big corporation, it's really hard to grow. It's harder to grow from geographically acquiring new customers, deploying new products. So it's not an easy decision to just take in some new technologies and embed into your core operations and then revamp your whole strategy and align with the new purpose or new impact. That would be awesome. But again, a lot of technologies and startups are high risk. They're risky.
Yep.
So they still don't know if they're going to work or not. So
So
they
you have
have to.
this, sorry to interrupt, but like you have this classic tension, right, between risk management and efficiency and opportunity. And I love it. So, and that is a hard tension. I mean, this is like innovators dilemma stuff. Does that tension change when you bring concepts of impact or sustainability into the mix, or is that just kind of the same thing?
So interestingly, because we see more external pressures on corporations to invest into ESG and ESG related projects and to showcase the impact, we see now that there is more support and more kind of higher bets into let's say supporting climate startups or clean tech startups or doing type of projects, R&D projects that otherwise VCs may not be supporting because they're still not ready for the deployment and not potentially scalable early on. But we see more and more investments, but then again it comes in out of ESG and impact sort of fund perspective, not the corporate
Yeah.
VC fund. So
So
those kind of
there's
separate
a
programs.
way
So
to
there's
kind of
a
bypass.
different buckets of
Yeah.
money where corporations, and ideally we would see more. And the best resolution is where corporations actually align their corporate strategic objectives with sustainability and with the impact objectives, that they kind of like not just have a separate buckets, but it's like, hey, well, let's align to and let's have a set of impact metrics that we want for organization where we invest, and that will support our strategic initiatives and strategic alignment for our business growth, but also at the same time doing it in a sustainable way.
Got it. I love that insight, right? That there's external and internal pressures that can create opportunity for a startup or anybody with new technologies if you can cast it in the light of ESG. Hopefully, credibly, right?
Yes.
No greenwashing of your startup solution, please.